how's everyone doing? Have you ever met somebody who is so afraid of stepping into the professional world? They're so stuck up into the being a student, doing things like student, walking like student, talk like student. Everything they do, even though it's meant to be done professionally, they're still stuck in their student mind. Have you met someone like that before? I tell you what, I have. A number of students who walk into the offices applying for jobs, they're so afraid of embracing their professionalism, so afraid of embracing the fact that they've now graduated, they're no longer a student, and they have to live a professional life. They're ready to take on the profession jobs. They're so afraid. Why do I say that? Now, I've met a few whereby even when they walk into the interview room, they'll say, "Hi, my name is so and so." The way they introduce themselves, they'll have that fear in them. You can tell. Everybody can be nervous, whether you're a student or no, or you've been working for so many years and stuff. I understand people can get nervous, but there's specific sort of attitudes and kind of the way students behave when they first walk into an interview. For example, when they say tell them to tell the interviewer about, who they are, what they've done, things like that. They walk in and say, "Oh, my name is so and so. I've been doing this. But instead of walking in there and say, "My name is so and so. I've done this before." Blah blah blah. After it's talking about the things that they've done. They walk in there and say, I've done this before, but it was just a work experience, or when I was doing this, but it was just a part-time job, but I was only working for my friend or family friend, but I was only doing it during university, just a part-time. Every time you're explaining something or giving information about somebody or something that you've done and you put in a but, there's always this negativity about what you're saying, or something wrong somewhere about what you're saying. Now, when you go in, it doesn't matter whether you're the work that you've done was just a work placement, or was just a friend's company, or was just a part-time job. A job is a job. At the end of the day, you received training. In fact, they've not even asked you what type of company it was or what type of people you're working for. So there shouldn't be any reason why you walk in there and start talking about yourself and then continue by saying but, like you don't trust what you've been doing. That is one. That's not only the reason that I have, but that's one thing that I've noticed. So looking into the reasons why they walk in and speak with but, speak with fear, speak with uncertainty is this. They did not take time to recognize the thing they're good at. Taking time, recognize, what do I do good? This is during the time when you're trying to discover who you are, trying to find your professional, trying to work as a professional. The first step that you do is recognize the things that you do well. Recognize the thing that you like. Recognize the thing that are in line with your passion, your career, so that when you understand those things, you will take time, do them. You will know them in and out. You will take time and practice them more because you love them, because you know it is part of what you want to do. So even when you walk in an interview, you will speak with confidence because that's what you do, that's what you love. It doesn't matter if you get a job, if you don't. Confidence matters a lot. Recognizing who you were, and you walk in there and tell them who you were with confidence, it doesn't matter if you get it or not. You've told them who you are. Number 2, believe in your instincts, or believe in what your heart is telling you, because nobody else can tell you that this is the right time for you to carry yourself as a professional. This is the right time to begin speaking this way or do these things. No, believe in your heart and start doing it. The best experience is actually doing something. That brings me to my next point. That there's no time you can say that this is the best experience someone needs to run a successful business, or to whatever, to be successful in anything they do. Because if that was the case, nobody will be struggling, because people will do all they can to pay for that something. and make their work successful. But because there is none, use any time you get to do something, you put your hands on something. That is the best experience. The best experience is doing something and become good at it. Hence the reason they begin calling you expert at something, because you've practiced, you've taken time and done it, that you know it in and out. It doesn't have to be in and out, as people grow every day and things change every day, but the fact that you've taken an opportunity and do something and didn't just take it as just a placement or a whatever and literally do it, that's the best opportunity that you have. That is the opportunity that you can take, and you know what? So, okay, right, now I can call myself a professional because you've stood up and did something. The next point, when you do something or when you take time and get given something to do, when you're doing a reflection of what you've just done or what you're doing, instead of taking so much time beating yourself up in what you've done wrong, recognize what you've done well. At the end of the day, sometimes people are not good at praising others. In other words, there may not be anyone to praise you, but you have to praise yourself. And I'm not saying be ignorant and walk in and, be all this. Understand I've done this well. You will know by people's feedback that, yes, we understand. Even if, for example, if you're a coach and you give up certain information, you know how clearly you've done it, and you feel confident yourself that you've delivered. Spend more time looking at what you've done good. Maybe that's where your strength is, and then concentrate on building that more. Once again, you're a professional. You're working on being a professional, or you're becoming an expert. In other words, recognize and appreciate what you do well, and less time on beating yourself. Be confident in your abilities. All these points kind of look similar, but they're different. Recognizing what you've done well and being confident in your ability, they're totally different things. So I don't want anyone to come back to me and say, this. Be confident in what you do. Now, what makes one confident in what they do? Seeking knowledge, wisdom about what you're about to deliver, what you're about to give people. Go away and get information. Be informative yourself before you inform others. That will give you confidence. But if you walk in and you're about to present something and you have no idea, you're going to lose your confidence. So be informative, inform yourself, get enough information, enough knowledge about what you're about to deliver, about what you're trying to achieve, then confidence will kick in. All this is working towards profession, being called a professional, an expert. There's no such time as this is the time now, begin being a professional. No. There's no time. Getting up and start doing things, that's when you're being called. That's when you begin to work on professionalism, if that makes sense. When you're gathering information about you building your future, building your professional life, spend more time on considering relevant information than gathering everything. Still, that sounds similar than what I said before, but it is important that you gather relevant information, keep it in your head, and consider less of having so much information. No, the more relevant, the better, and the more you become an expert in something, which means that you cannot be expert in everything, and you don't have to be an expert in everything. You don't have to be a professional in everything. You have to get one thing that you do best. If it means gathering information on that one thing, just do it. I'm still on a topic of when does one become a professional, living that student life and then start walking into a professional life. There's no set time. You just have to start doing things. Start doing things as soon as possible, especially from like year 2. Start doing things that you like doing. Start walking into careers. Take on anything that comes when it comes to development, because there's nothing that comes to develop that is bad, because you develop, you're getting knowledge. I hope I'm being clear. Observe and monitor the people around you that are doing the same thing. If they're professionals around you, how do they carry themselves? How do they even do things? When do they start? Do they even ever get a certain period? Ask them, be inquisitive to try and find out how are things are done. How do you set goals? How do you set clear expectations? How is this done? Do you know? So the more you do all these things, the more you become a professional. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, guys, the best time to start behaving as a professional is this time. The best time, no. What to do is getting up and doing things. And then you become an expert. I hope this is informative for you guys. But this is what I felt. I was like, you know what? Embrace yourself. Embrace yourself. Know who you are. Take in the development and start walking like the person you want to be. Because there's never going to be a time where you say, okay, now I'm ready. Let's go profession. You won't. Because as soon as you haven't done anything, you will never be a professional at something. You will never be an expert of something. But students, do not be afraid of taking on responsibilities. Thank you for watching. Thanks. Goodbye.